Looks like someone had some fun down here at the Lark Retreat 2025 last night. And kids. All right, here we are. T-Rex, it's 7:40. We're a little late out the door. And what do we have? Day 2 in a row, powder skiing in northern New England. T-Rex on a longer line this morning. And oh boy, he's not much wind. Wow, so our lack of wind Wednesday streak continues. Couple of light snowflakes coming down, but the parade is over. It's been a parade of coast to coast major storms across North America since the first week of March. Now, when those storms initially came into New England, they were warm storms, so we lost most of our snowpack. But then 2 weeks ago, they became cold storms again here in New England. So we've regained our snowpack. Rex, stop. Rex, we got to measure some snow over here. Come here, Rex, this way. So this is from 2 days, and this is down the bottom. Look at T-Rex. How deep is it? T-Rex, you come here. You come here. What's this? It's fluff. We have champagne powder here on April 9th. The top of the mountain is 6 degrees. Brisk. We are dressed for winter. And 24 hours ago, when we were out here, this is what it looked like. I said, that's S+. And little did I realize, Scott Brayton was watching the snow stake, and he said between about 7:10 and 7:20, we picked up an inch of snow. He said something like an inch of snow in about 8 minutes and 4 inches of snow in like an hour yesterday morning. So it was all it could be. And last night we were monitoring the Norlin instability trough with Mr. Lundstead, and he was all excited for a couple of reasons. The fact that we were having a Norlin, which ended this morning. This is the webcam from Southwest Harbor, Maine, with the last of that trough lingering there on the Maine mid-coast, and that's pushing out, and that's literally the tail of these storms that have been coming coast to coast. The snow totals are not coming in very high in Maine, but they're highly isolated. Wow, look at this. T-Rex, come here. Look how deep the snow is right here. So it was blowing in last night, and that is literally a T-Rex depth. Look at that. So the mountain's reporting 12 inches of snow. So needless to say, it's a powder morning, and we got to get going. Temperature on Mount Washington this morning is 3 below zero, and the record is 14 below zero in 1977. And here are the regional temperatures. One more item. This morning, Nantucket was freezing. So we're freezing all the way down to the south coast. Look at T-Rex go. Look at, oh my goodness. Rex, we're going to lose you here. Sorry. Yeah, and Boston got down to 28. So that 28 in Boston is 4 degrees off the record from 137 years ago when Boston was 24 on April 9th, 1888. So we have some remarkable records going on, and a powder day for us. And now the coast-to-coast storms are over for a while, and we're going to have a home-brewed storm this weekend, which is going to be very challenging to forecast. The Euro is backing off on it. The GFS is doubling down on it. So underground, he just went sub-snow surface T-Rex. So fun. But T-Rex, I want to go skiing now too. So you have your fun now, and then we'll come back in a couple seconds and do the rest of the story. How was skiing? Skiing was great. Thanks. Thanks for asking.
Can I see your pass, please?
Don't do this to me. Skiing was just too nice today. Here's what it looked like. I think this was only our second run. Knee deep. Who's that? And I did a little texture check there. This is well below goat. I'd say maybe around 2,200 feet. And it was about 14 inches of unusually dry snow for any time of year, really. And now here we are, really late because I skied late and I made a big breakfast brunch. At 12:40 p.m., we're still about 30 degrees out our door. And even in Boston, it's only 39. T-Rex, you want to go out this door? Whoops. Almost knocked my computer over. All right, so the birds are singing. I have the iPhone microphone going because it's not too windy. It's just an incredible day. And the reason for all the dripping, as I zoom in, I have to talk louder, is because that's the April 9th sun shining on the snow on the dark roof of the building here. And it's still below freezing because you can tell because it's refreezing when it comes down here. And T-Rex, what's going on? For the love of ice. But it was not icy skiing. It was just gorgeous and continues to be just gorgeous skiing. Weir's back out there sampling the goods. And no bare spots. Here we are. There were some bare spots a couple days ago, but we were skiing over streams that were running 3 weeks ago. They're not running today. So there's the profile of Mount Mansfield. And even in southern New England this morning, Doug Kent, thank you, Doug, sharing his ice in the bucket story. He said it was a ½ inch, more than expected. Yeah, Doug, colder than expected. I read that the first pitch at Fenway Park yesterday was 35 degrees. And only 2 times has it been colder than that, 34 degrees at opening pitch several years ago. But both of those have been in the last couple decades. So cold air is fighting back against the warm air. And it doesn't get much colder than this time of year. Like I said earlier, just shy of record cold. And as of this lunchtime, Mount Washington has only recovered to about 6 degrees. And I'd say we're probably about 28 degrees. And we've got these kind of avalanche things are coming off the roof. So a lot of falling snow today. This is likely, almost certainly, the last time we are going to have champagne powder skiing in New England until probably next November or so. Snow stake up there got to, what was it, 88, I think, again. It's not going to get any higher, I don't think. This is the climatological peak for the snow stake. There's the graphic, but that last measurement was taken before 5 p.m. yesterday, or right at 5 p.m., and we picked up several more inches. So you can see that double maxima that happens. Climatologically happens, and we are going to run out of skier enthusiasm before we run out of snow. All right, how about the weather now? So the high pressure system is mostly going off to our south, but it's such a cold high, even though it's going off to our south, the cold is going to be resilient, and this is our best chance for vitamin D from the sun right about now. We got the next wave coming at us from the southwest, and here's the WPC surface analysis. It shows the high kind of south of us, but then look what happens tomorrow. The high is actually strengthening to our north, and there's a front right on our doorstep, and it may be cold enough for snow in southern New England again tomorrow night. Certainly not champagne powder. Oh, hear that? Big crash right there. You don't want to be standing there. So let's go to the NAM. I saw all the morning guidance, except for the new euro. And incidentally, we're not going to use the euro today because it was so bad last night, inconsistent with itself, that we're switching to the GFS. Looks a lot like what the euro had yesterday. But here's the short-term NAM high-res. And there's the 510 line lifting out and the 516 line kind of swooping by, and a little upper-level instability. Shower activity, snow shower activity just north of New England overnight tonight. And early tomorrow morning, here's the backside of that cold lifting. But notice we're more in the blue lines than the red lines. The 540 line is still here, cold enough for snow. And here comes some precipitation late tomorrow. And tomorrow evening, green is rain. But look at all that blue in Connecticut. 5 a.m., 6 a.m. on Friday morning, it is snowing in southern New England. And this is a reasonable forecast. I don't think it's going to accumulate too much. We'll talk about that in a second. And then that kind of weakens and lifts to the north during the day. On Friday, it's starting to warm up, but it's still a fairly cold air mass with just light precipitation making its way all the way up to the Canadian border. And that's just the beginning of several days in a row of more rain and elevation snow, perhaps. If I run the accumulation on that, and go real quick here. I see those little spots in Canada and not much in northern New England, but then all of a sudden, there it is tomorrow night in Connecticut. It's saying 1 to 3 inches of snow in the high country, Norfolk County, Connecticut. Dennis Miller, our man out there, always has the coldest and the earliest frosts, may have the latest snow for Connecticut coming in here. That would be 411. The 411 on April 11th is a chance of accumulating snow in the hills of southern New England. All right, so now let's go to the big picture, the GFS I'm using because the euro did such a bad job with its inconsistency. And this GFS looks a lot like what the euro looked like yesterday, so we're going to go with it. And there it is. There's that same as the NAM, batches of blue and green tomorrow night, rain and snow, lifting north, and Friday ends up being a mostly quiet day. And then we're getting a reload. There's an upper level low cutting off to our south and right over us. On Friday night, here comes another batch of wind from the northeast, and rain, green, and sleet is purple, and blue is snow, for quite a wintry mess going right up into northern New England during the day Saturday. But we're not really getting into the warmer air, so that stays cold, wet in southern New England, and a wintry mix in northern New England. Could be more inches of snow that kind of taper off on Saturday night. And then Sunday, yet another low forming under an upper level low with just about running out of cold, but still a chance that there could be some cold rain and elevation snow reloading here on Sunday. Nor'easter day number 3, Sunday night, Monday on Cape Cod with the rain. And it does try and end as snow there in Maine on Monday. That's the 14th. And then Tuesday, GFS is showing what the Euro had a couple days ago with the possibility of 60s to near 70 on Tuesday, except for the fact there's a front in there with a few rain showers. So the clouds and probably a little wave on a warm front may keep us from getting really warm on Tuesday before another cold front goes by with low pressure to our north Tuesday night and Wednesday. And now here comes the Arctic air trying to reload to the north of New England. But you see how the blue lines go in circles there? Those are upper level lows, and they keep going down. 540, 534, 520. 528, 522, and the 516 is north of New England, and the blue is snow showers. We have April snow showers and lower elevation rain showers next Wednesday and Thursday, April 16, and now we go out to Friday, April 17, and we're right on a front. 240 hours out now. This is to 8 a.m., I think, on maybe that's Saturday, April 18th. I'll write the time right there in the upper left. But there's a snowstorm in Michigan at that time. Now we're talking the third week of April here. And New England, that blue line, that 540 line is right over us and it looks kind of quiet. But that system will be coming east. And there have been some signs that it wants to turn cold even again the third and fourth week of April. So winter hanging on here. Ski resorts are closing, covered in snow, and everyone asks why. Well, a number of reasons, but I think the number one reason is that our seasonal obligations shift, and kids are playing spring sports, and we've got to move on, despite weather, old man winter lingering. So I have a lot from the end more from yesterday, walking Rex. The weather part is done here. I'll show another snow accumulation map for the 7-day period or 8-day period tomorrow. I want to get out skiing again, and it's almost 1 o'clock. The end more yesterday, there's walking Rex, and at the end of the day, it wasn't doing much when I walked Rex on his 5 to 6 walk, but then it really ramped up after 6 p.m. We and I at the hot tub. It was like an Arctic wind out there. It was so cold, and it was the swirling wind, but I didn't have my camera, sorry. But that's what it looked like out our door there, just about sunset or so. We were blizzarding last evening here at Mount Mansfield. So a potpourri yesterday. Maybe I'll start off with a little bit of what was this morning, skiing. That's weird, running over my skis in the trees, right over there, next to Chin Clip. All right, that's enough of this morning. I'll show more powder skiing tomorrow's and more. So, and more mostly from yesterday, and including some time lapse. Cape Cod was a dreary day. And when you see the Weymouth time lapse, watch how the wind was from the east with the clouds going away from us in the morning, and then in the afternoon breaking up and coming back from the west as the cold front went through Weymouth without any snow. But a lot of people yesterday in southern New England did report snow and may report it again on Friday morning. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Hear the Blue Jay? Is that you, Weir, in the Forerunner? All right. Midday in the garden. Daffodils hanging in there. On a Tuesday, April 8th. It was a year ago today that we had that eclipse, total solar eclipse. How fortuitous that it was such a nice day that year, last year. I don't think it would have been anywhere near the show this year, except for the fact that it's snowing so hard, or was, and it is going to again. 2 o'clock, it's only dripping because the roof was warm. It's still sub-freezing, you can tell by the icicles. And we're about to reload. Special weather statement out of the National Weather Service, Burlington. Watch out, heavy snow showers coming into northern Vermont. And look at them taking off the Christmas lights off the evergreens. Well, we keep our eye on the sky. Reloading. Green grass. Still snowing. Oh, see? Daffodil fighting the winning battle.
What's going on? Hey, we're doing that hiking trail. You want to come? The hiking trail to Hazelton?
Doing Hazelton. It may be melting, but it's refreezing. Round 2. Carl just sent a video down the hill. It's snowing a lot harder than up here. Oh.
Yeah.
So that snow from earlier in the day is kind of melted off the parking lot. We're going to redo it overnight tonight. All right, you can actually hear the snow hitting yourself now, so it's really substantial. And text from Carl says it must be snowing 4 inches an hour down the hill, 1.5 miles away. You look up the top here, not snowing that hard, but over there, can't even see it. So it's really these different quadrants of snow. Rope was dropped on upper lift line today. Have we mentioned it's the second week of April? And remarkably, not that much wind so far, at all, really. You can see the wind up here, I think. Or you just go in however you want. Still, it's not blowing. So we're still in sort of the upward vertical velocity of the center of the cyclogenesis, some bagginess. What did Scott say about how much snow fell here this morning?
I think he said an inch in like 10 minutes and 4 in an hour and a half or 2 hours.
And so most of that was early in the day. So we're at another 4 since it tipped over. There was around 1. And now it's 3 o'clock, obviously. So this is that cam online. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe come back here in an hour. It looks like about, it's hard to read, but it looks like about close to 5, 4.5, 5. Literally changing like every 1 minute. Now snowballs. And April showers of the nth degree.
Yeah.
3:40. 4 o'clock. We were just being pelted with snow pellets. Pelted with pellets. It was loud. And now all of a sudden we have dendrites. And amazing lack of wind.
Well,
Pretty much all day.
picking up a little now.
Should change any second. So we had a powder day and we're expecting another powder day. This is the center of the low pressure system, the backside eye wall right now at 4 o'clock. Yeah, let's go under our every rope, right? Okay, last run of the day. I just lost Weir. It's a good place for a texture check. Oops, that would have been a good place. I could have stopped. I need to do a texture check. I want to find a spot where we can measure the accumulation from 4 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Basically, it fell in about 12 hours. There it is. There's the old layer. What's that look like? Call it 6, I guess. See what Scott reports. Scott and Andre. No, that's more than like 7 or even almost 8. Remarkable lack of wind. And the snow is not sticking to the trees. It's landing on the branches and not falling off. And eventually, when it gets windy, it'll fall off. Still a blizzard watch in effect for this evening, which is now yesterday, because this is the end more from the day before. TK skiing with a bare hand, holding the other 2 poles like that. Through the trees, no place else on earth I'd rather be than right here. I have some friends somewhere. And more and more and more. T-Rex! T-Rex showing us the way. It might be kind of noisy to make a video with the wind, but we'll try. Close out the day. We're surrounded by heavy snow. It just happens to be missing right here. That's beautiful. So pretty. Oh, that blue sky. Subsidence right over us. Just a nice little calm spot here. So I guess I should just show the video of the squalls or whatever big clouds that went through, I think, both Weymouth and Cape Cod. I don't think it snowed in Boston, but it was close. Okay, thanks for watching. Somewhat anticlimactic. I thought we'd be having a blizzard by now. Maybe I'll lay in some other video after the sun goes down. We can't just end it there with that lame walk with Rex, because things have changed so much. Is there a Norland trough happening?
Well, yes, but it's progressive, so it's not going to last too long. Right now, it's kind of in western Maine. It's not totally organized just yet, but the models are doing a good job. This is right around now, 6 o'clock, and it looks like moderate snow around Augusta. Some areas, it's a little too warm, but it will all change. And put it into motion, look what it does. The low here, the inverted trough back there, and then it just kind of pivots out. So that pivot point is going to be, this is moose country up here, so we'll never know exactly how much.
Midnight.
But there's going to be some serious snow.
What about what's happening out our door right this second?
Yeah, again, 3 kilometer. NAM did a good job. We got upslope, instability, cold air aloft. It's just nuking right now.
It is. It figures I just opened the door and once again the wind dies down. We got some birds down there, some juncos.
This is on the backside, wrap around, so this will end probably around 10, 11. It'll be 3 to 5.
3 to 5. All right. Thanks for watching. That's a wrap for today. T-Rex is snoozing over in the corner. We've had some gusts to 50, but it just doesn't cooperate with when I turn the camera on.